don't know. I don't know. Welcome, Bulldog fans, to Brainerd Park here, home of the Artesia Bulldog baseball team. Bulldogs are going to be taking on the Lovington Wildcats today in a district doubleheader. And we're sitting up here, we're at home, and the Bulldogs are going to bat first, and we're trying to figure out why we're not home, but nobody's coming up here and telling us. So, just quickly, the starting tonight for the Artesia Bulldogs, number 6, Devin Fierro, batting first, playing second base. Number 22, Josh Madrid, batting second, playing first base. Number 20, Davian Molina, playing center field, batting third. Simon Jimenez, number 7, he'll be catching today and batting fourth. Robert Morales, DHing today, number 24, hitting fifth. Marcus Tavera, playing third base. Number 18, hitting sixth. Nia Estrada will be playing shortstop. He's number 17, batting seventh. Caden Letcher will be playing right field, number 4. And here's the first pitch. Squared around a bunt is Fierro, and he's going to beat that out. Nice bunt down the third baseline. And the pitcher, Aceves, came over to get that, but Fierro with just too much speed as he made it safely to first base on that bunt. So I write all this down. I was trying to go through the lineup quickly because they got me going here, and that'll bring up number 22, Josh Madrid. Josh playing first base today with Fierro on first base. No outs here, top of the first inning. First game of a doubleheader today, district doubleheader. Throw over to first base. Fierro's back safely. They kind of caught him leaning, but he was able to dive back into first base safely. So Josh Madrid hitting from the left side. Well, we're on live stream, so you can see all that. He is crowding his boxes. The toes are on the line. First pitch to him. He squares the bunt, and they call a strike, and Fierro goes on down to second base as the catcher came off the catcher's glove and just went right behind him, but just enough for Fierro to get down there without a throw. So pretty much moved the base runner without having to put the bunt down. So we'll see if they have the small ball on again with Madrid, with Fierro at second now. Here's the pitch outside for ball 1. Got to get my balls and strikes going here. 1-1 the count. Robbie Blue here, Brainerd Park. Thank you for watching KSVPTV.com. Artesia Bulldog Baseball. 1-1 pitch. Oh, he looked back to go to second, and Fierro's back, so he didn't throw it. Outfield, at least the left fielder, Nava, is pretty shallow for Madrid. Here's the pitch. Strike, called strike 2. So 1-2 the count to Josh. No outs here, top of the first. Bulldogs batting first. Not sure why we're not the home team, but we're not. There's the pitch and a swing, and there's a foul ball high out of play on the third base side. Goes near the bullpens, or the batting cages on the third base side, out of play. So the count remains 1-2. So the Bulldogs in district play have played Lovington. They played them on June 5th, doubleheader, and they won 9-2 both times. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, as Madrid will go down swinging for the first out of the inning. That brings up Davian Molina, playing center field, wearing number 20, also batting from the left side. Fierro still in second. Fierro. One out here, top of the first. That pitch catches the outside corner for a called strike one. It's hot out today. Mine says 98 degrees right now as they step onto that turf. 0-1 pitch. Fierro's going, and he is going to go in easily to third as he steals third base. And that was a ball to Molina. So the count goes 1-1, and Devin Fierro steals third base. And there's a high pop-up that the left fielder's going to come running in hard for, and he's going to miss it. And that hit in play, fair. Fierro's going to come home and score, and rounding second is Molina. So that was just a high pop-up that the left fielder came chasing, and he wasn't able to get a glove on it, and it hit just fair inside the foul line. So the Bulldogs go up 1-0 here in the top of the first. We'll give a double to Molina. And that brings up Simon Jimenez, catcher for the Bulldogs. With Molina on second, Aceves pitching for the Lovington Wildcats. He spins around from his stretch. Molina goes back to the bag at second base. So we'll line up and do it again. Fierro getting a pretty good lead over there on second. That pitch is swung on. There's another pop-up on the left side. Third baseman's calling it this time is Brito, and he makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
Up next for the Bulldogs, Robert Morales.
So he flies out to third base. And that brings up Robert Morales, the DH today for the Bulldogs. Still a runner in scoring position on second base in Molina, as Davian hit that double. Robert Morales coming up. But I tell you, Nava in left field is playing him shallow also. Morales with a lot of power. Again, Aceves looks like he's going to go to second, and he doesn't. Just letting Molina know he's thinking about him. That pitch is swung on. Little one hopper to the second baseman, Ochoa. He throws over to Tavera for the third out of the inning. So the Bulldogs, let me get that, 4-3, third out. Bulldogs score one run on 2 hits and leave one man on. So we'll go to the bottom of the first. The Lovington Wildcats will come up to hit, with the Bulldogs leading 1-0. For the Lovington Wildcats, batting leadoff is Diego Brito, playing third base. Wearing number 21. Batting second, Luis Garcia, playing shortstop, wearing number 1. Batting third, Victor Tejada. He's catching today, wearing number 19 for the Wildcats. Batting in the cleanup position is Jordi Tavera. He's playing first base, wearing number 20. Jonathan Aceves, the pitcher, will bat fifth. He's wearing number 16. Gilbert Sanchez, playing center field, wearing number 6, will bat sixth. Damian Nava, is playing left field, wearing number 4, batting 7th for the Wildcats. Ryan Marquez, wearing number 9, playing right field, will bat 8th. And I got to double check some of these here. It is Kamon Ochoa, playing second base, just made that play for the 3rd out, wearing number 3 for the Wildcats. So the Bulldogs come in today with an overall record of 10-5 on the season. They're 6-2 in district play. They scored 125 runs this year, had 95 scored against them. They're 7-5 at home and 3-0 away from Brainerd Park here. District standings for the District 4 4A. The Bulldogs are in second right now with a 6-2 record. Goddard leads 8-0. They're undefeated in district play. Artesia 6-2. Portales is 3-6, and Lovington in district play is 0-9. So up first for the Wildcats, Diego Brito batting from the right side. And that's a strike. Robert Morales pitching for the Bulldogs. Yeah, I don't either. We had him down as a DH from the lineup, but he's on the mound pitching, so I'll change that over there as that pitch is high. And I'm going to count on Al to catch me up here. It's 2-1 is the count to Brito. Morales pitch to pop up. That Jimenez is going to slide in, but it hits the net. He was going to his knees, slide on the shin guards to catch it right up against the netting on the right side, and it hit about the middle of the net, halfway up. So unable to make a play on it. It's good effort by Jimenez. But that evens the count at 2-2. Robert gets the sign. Here's the pitch. That's low. Full count. Here's the payoff pitch. And that's high and inside for ball 4. So Brito draws the walk off Morales. And that'll bring up Luis Garcia. Luis playing shortstop for the Wildcats. Going to bat from the left side. Strike 1 to Garcia. We're getting all arranged up here. Settled in for the doubleheader tonight. Morales steps off the back of the rubber and fakes the throw to first, and Brito is back. He didn't throw over there. Here's the pitch. Catches the outside corner for strike 2. So after walking Brito, Morales goes up 0-2 on Garcia. No outs here. Bottom of the first. Bulldogs lead 1-0. That pitch is inside. 1-2 the count. Luis Garcia is a sophomore for the Wildcats. Says this time he'll throw over to first base, but back in time is Brito. Morales with a quick snap throw over to first. Just keeping him honest. Madrid put the tag on, but it wasn't in time. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and hit to second base. And quickly Fierro gets his shortstop, and there's a double play for the Bulldogs as Fierro went to Estrada. Estrada to Madrid for the double play. So we're going to go 4-6-3 on that. So just like that, walk the first runner, get a ground ball to Fierro, fields it cleanly, tosses it to Estrada coming across second base. Estrada with a good strong throw down to Madrid. And there's 2 outs now in the bottom of the first with nobody on, and that brings up Victor Tejada, the catcher for the Wildcats. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Tejada is a junior for the Wildcats. And that pitch is just outside for ball 2. That pitch is right down the middle for strike 1. 2-1 the count here, 2 outs, bottom of the first. Bulldogs lead 1-0. And that pitch hits in the turf in the left-handed batter's box, but Jimenez just digs it out and throws it right back. So 3-1 the count to Tejada. Oh, that's high for ball 4. So Tejada will go down to first base. So Morales walks Brito, then goes up 0-2 on Garcia. And we're going to have a pinch runner come in for the Wildcats, and that's number 2. Salinas will come in to run for the catcher, Tejada. So 2 outs here, bottom of the first, and that brings up Jordy Tavera, first baseman for the Wildcats. Morales comes home, and that's called strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Swung on and popped up in the infield. And Tavera is going to call that. And he's going to dive and not be able to get it. And there's nobody at third. So Salinas goes around to third. And safe at first is Tavera. I'm going to call that an error. Just a pop up in the infield. Unable to make the play where the Bulldogs. So now we got runners at first and third for the Wildcats. That brings up number 16, Jonathan Aceves. He's pitching today for the Wildcats. So we got Salinas at third for the Wildcats. Tavera at first. Bulldogs lead 1-0 here. Bottom of the first, 2 outs. Morales goes to first, but Tavera back in safely. So Morales was waiting for the sign, and then Jimenez is having to do something with his glove, so he's going to give him a sign now. The pitch is called. Strike 1. So 0-1 the count. Morales comes in. That's popped out of play. Over the, well, actually hit the netting behind us, or to the side of us, for strike 2. So Morales goes up 0-2 in the count, as Jimenez comes out to get some instruction from Coach Ortiz, the Bulldogs. Morales gets the sign. 0-2 pitch. Curveball gets him swinging for the third out of the inning. All right, so after an inning of play, the Bulldogs lead 1-0 as the Wildcats. I give an error on that. They didn't have a hit that inning. So no hits, no runs, and there was 1 error on the Bulldogs. So again, after one, the Bulldogs lead 1-0.
Leading off for the Bulldogs, third baseman number 18, Marcos Tavera. They say every time we turn ours on first, theirs doesn't work.
All right, top of the second inning, Bulldogs lead 1-0. Batting first for the Bulldogs here in the top of the second is Marcos Tavera, playing third base for the Bulldogs. That pitch is popped out of play for strike one. We got Nia Estrada on deck and Caden Letcher in the hole for the Bulldogs. 0-1 pitch to Tavera is outside for ball one. 1-1 the count. Sev is working quickly here as he pitches. That's a drive to deep left field. And that goes over the left fielder's head, and Tavera will round first and go to second, and he's going to stop there with a double. Boy, he had a shot out to left field, and I mentioned in the first inning how shallow Nava was playing, and he just hit a line drive shot over his head all the way to the fence. So Tavera with the double. And that brings up Nia Estrada, the shortstop for the Bulldogs. So no outs here, top of the second. Bulldogs threatening again with Tavera on second. Estrada up to bat. He squares around to bunt. That hits the dirt, gets past the catcher, and Tavera will go down to third base on a pass ball. That'll be ball one. Boy, Tejada just didn't really have a chance with that. That hit in front of the left-handed batter's box and bounced up really high. So 1-0 the count to Estrada. Runner on third base. Swing and pulls it foul down the third baseline. He was way ahead of that pitch. Squared around the bunt the first time, so that time just swinging away was Estrada. 1-1 the count. Tavera at third base. Swing, and there's a ground ball between short and third. Tavera will come in and score. And Estrada will stop at first base with the single. So an RBI for Estrada. And the Bulldogs go up 2-0 here in the top of the second. No outs. And that brings up Caden Letcher with a runner at first and no outs. Caden wearing number 4. That pitch is outside for ball one. Estrada with a pretty good lead over at first base. Estevez gets the signal. Throws over there to first base, but diving back in safely is Estrada. So 1-0 the count to Letcher. Estevez takes a long look over at first base. Now he's coming home. That's low for ball 2. So 2-0 the count to Letcher. So he's going to be looking for something good to drive here with Estrada over at first. No outs here. Top of the second. Bulldogs lead 2-0. And they'll fake a throw over to first. Estrada goes diving back in, but there was no throw, so obviously safe. 2-0 the count to Letcher. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit to deep center, left center. It's going to bounce, and Estrada's going to round second and go to third, and digging for 2 is Letcher. Oh, and he's coming around. Estrada comes around and scores as they hit the cutoff, and Coach Ortiz sent him from third base. So the Bulldogs go up 3-0 on the double by Letcher. And scoring from first base is Nia Estrada. And that brings up Trenton Knowlton, left fielder for the Bulldogs. Still no outs here in the top of the second. Bulldogs lead 3-0 now, with Letcher on second. That pitch, it's either low or outside because it was a ball. Letcher getting a decent lead over there at second base. Savage comes on. There's a ground ball to the shortstop, Garcia. He'll throw across to Tavera for the first out of the inning. Going 6-3. But that moved Letcher down to third base. And then we'll go back to the top of the lineup with Devin Fierro coming back up. Devin had a bunt single to start off the game. He stole second, and then he stole third. So Fierro, he scored the first run for the Bulldogs also. So 1 out here now in the top of the second. That pitch to Fierro's hit right back up the middle. Again, Garcia will get it on a hop, throw over to Tavera for the second out, but Letcher comes home and scores. So RBI for Fierro as he's out 6-3 for the second out. But that did drive in Letcher. So the Bulldogs now go up 4-0. Top of the second. And that brings up Josh Madrid. Josh struck out swinging his first time up to bat. That pitch is driven deep to left center field. Getting a beat on it. And it falls between Nava and Sanchez. And Madrid will go around to stand-up double. I am going to call that an error, though.
The box cast. We're on here. I just need to run the camera. Yeah, we're all good to go. We're streaming. We're online.
So Madrid on second now on the air on the Wildcats.
I'm going to do that. Okay.
And that brings up Davian Molina for the Bulldogs.
So, yeah.
Molina hit a double in the first inning. Got to second, but was left stranded there. So the Bulldogs lead 4-0 here, top of the second. 2 outs. And got Josh Madrid getting a pretty good lead on second. Second baseman's going to come over and act like he's going to get the throw, but he's not. Aceves comes home. There's a drive, foul, pop-up. The catcher's going to get a beat on it, Tejada. And he's going to try and make the catch, and he falls into the net and cannot make the catch. I think that ball hit towards the top of the net, so he wasn't able to do that or make the catch. So all of that, strike one. So Madrid will go back to second. And Molina will step back in on the left side, down in the count 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch called. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Still sitting about 97, 98 degrees here is what I'm showing. It's hot out on that turf, I'm sure. The Bulldogs lead 4-0. Top of the second, 2 outs. Molina down 0-2. There's a swing, and he fouls that back to the net. So the count remains 0-2.
Lovington has 4.
We do. We're visitor.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know why. Do you know why we're visitor?
Because this game was supposed to be in Lovington.
Okay. So the all-knowing Gene Dow showed up and straightened me out.
So we're the visitor.
Yeah, we're visiting because this is supposed to be a home in Lovington. This game, doubleheader, is supposed to be there. But we're playing it here. That's why Lovington gets to be home. The home team, anyway. So the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and pulled. Foul down the first baseline. So the count remain 0-2.
Did your wife get a hold of you?
Mine?
Did your wife get a hold of you?
Yeah, I can't turn it off.
All right, so we'll line up and do it again. 0-2, 2 outs here, top of the second. Runner on second for the Bulldogs in Madrid. And the pitch to Molina is pulled foul again down the first base line. And Madrid was going on that one from second. He had a good jump on Aceves, but he'll have to go back to second on the foul ball. So we'll line up and do it again. Count remains 0-2. 2 outs here, top of second. Davian Molina up to bat for the Bulldogs. High and stealing third base is Madrid. Again, he got a great jump over there. Aceves isn't coming quickly out of his stretch. So that's the second time we've seen the Bulldogs steal third base, as Fierro did it. Now Madrid did it. All right, 1-2 the count. Swing and a ground ball to second baseman. Ochoa will field that cleanly. Throw over to Tefera for the third out of the inning as we'll go 4-3. But the Artesia Bulldogs scored 3 runs in the top of the second as Tavera, Estrada, and Letcher all come across the plate. Bulldogs had 3 hits, 3 runs, and there was 1 error on the Wildcats. So we're going to go to the bottom second. Artesia Bulldogs leading 4-0.
Leading off for the Wildcats, center fielder number 6, Gilbert Sanchez.
All right, welcome back, folks. Thanks for tuning in today on KSVPTV.com, watching Artesia Bulldog Baseball. District game for the Bulldogs. They lead 4-0. So we go to the bottom of the second. Up for the Wildcats, it's Gilbert Sanchez. Squares around a bunt, pulls it back. That ball was outside. That pitch was outside for ball 1. Sanchez playing center field for the Wildcats. He's a junior. That pitch is called ball 2. So Morales kind of do or die right now. This pitch, squared around a bunt. That one caught the outside corner for strike 1. Morales walked 2 batters the first inning, but he got away with it with no runs scored. That pitch is outside for ball 3 as he goes down in the count 3-1. Double play helped him out in the first inning. Cover 1 of those walks. And then he struck out 1 to help 2. That's called strike. Boy, I tell you what, Sanchez is doing a lot of stuff in that box. He's moving around. He's squaring around the bunt. He's ducked at that time. Probably trying to get the umpire to call it high. but he wasn't fooled. Here's the full count pitch. That's outside for ball 4. So that's the third walk of the game by Morales, as Sanchez will go down to first, and that will bring up Damian Nava, center fielder for the Wildcats. He's wearing number 4, and he is a sophomore. So no outs here, bottom of the second. Bulldogs lead 4-0. Wildcats have a runner on first, and Nava, who bats 7th in the lineup, steps into the box. Morales steps off the back of the pitching rubbers. Either he didn't like the sign or wasn't feeling good, so he just stepped off. And he gets the sign again. Take a look at first base. Boy, just a small lead over there by Sanchez. And that pitch is popped up. Squared around for strike 1. So 0-1 the count to Nava. Morales gets the sign, gets set in a stretch, goes home, goes still in second is Sanchez, and the throw is high, not in time, and backing up the throw was Fierro for the Bulldogs. As Estrada came across from short and kind of lipped in the air and wasn't able to get that, but good job of backing up. Estrada was Fierro. So stolen base for Sanchez as he goes down to second, which puts a runner in scoring position for the Wildcats. Jimenez will go out and talk to Morales. Make sure they're on the same page, as that pitch was a ball, so the count's 1-1. So 1-1 pitch to Nava. Right down the middle, swing and a miss for strike 2. Boy, Morales just challenged him on that pitch. Want to throw it hard down the middle and see what you can do with it. Nava swung and missed, so Morales up 1-2 now. No outs here, bottom of the second. Bulldogs leading 4-0. Morales wanting Jimenez to run through the sides again, so they do. 1-2 pitch. Again, just challenged him again and barely foul tipped that into Jimenez. The count remains 1-2. Again, in district play, Goddard is leading 8-0. District 4-4A. Artesia second with a 6-2 record. Those 2 losses to Goddard. Portales is 3-6, and Lovington is 0-9 in district. That pitch is called strike 3. Boy, that looked like a great curveball by Morales. So that's the first out of the inning as Nava goes down looking.
Now batting right fielder, number 9, Ryan Marquez.
Sanchez stays at second. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Ryan Marquez. Wearing number 9, playing in the 9 position. Hitting from the left side. See if Morales can get ahead in the count here on Marquez. And he does. Called strike 1. It's on the outside corner. So 0-1 pitch to Marquez. Squares around to bunt and fouls it down the third baseline for strike 2. That pitch was outside. Tried to reach out there and get it. Didn't get his bat squared around towards the infield, so it just popped it over to the Wildcat dugout. As Morales goes up in the count, 0-2 on Marquez. Sanchez with a little medium lead at second base. Estrada is standing behind him, holding him close. That pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. That's the second out. So 2 outs here, bottom of the second. Bulldogs lead 4-0. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Ochoa. playing second base for the Wildcats. And Ochoa is an 8th grader for the Wildcats. Robert gets a sign. Sanchez still at second. That pitch is outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count, 2 outs here, bottom of the second. Bulldogs scored 1 run in the first inning and 3 runs in the top of the second, so they lead 4-0. 1-0 pitch. Well, he act like he's going to throw to second, diving back in as Sanchez, but he didn't throw. The Wildcats had 2 on base. First inning, we're unable to get them home. They've got a runner in scoring position now. They had him there with no outs, but they ain't able to do anything so far as that pitch is high for ball 2. Oh. So the softball team is playing across the street from us, Mac Chase Complex. And Riley Crandall just hit a home run, so they're up 1-0. Is that right? On Lovington. They have a doubleheader across the street from us. Crandall just an outstanding softball player as a junior. That pitch is a ball, so Morales goes down 3-0 to the number 9 hitter, Ochoa. There's strike 1. 3-1 the count. Sanchez still on second. Outfield at medium depth. 3-1 pitch. It's called strike 2 on the outside corner. Good job by Morales. He was down 3-0 and come with 2 good pitches to make it a full count. Let's see if he can get him. Full count pitch. Curveball popped up, and Morales looks like he's going to take it himself. Oh, they just let it fall foul. Morales looked like he was going to get it, and Madrid was coming in from first base, and then Morales stopped. It looked like nobody called the ball, and it fell between Jimenez, Morales, and Madrid. So uncharacteristically, the Bulldogs could have had that out, but they don't, as it looked like nobody called it. So we'll line it up and do it again. Full count pitch, 2 outs here, bottom of the second. Right down the middle. There's a ground ball to Fierro. Fields it cleanly, goes over to Madrid for the 3rd out of the inning. So that'll be 4-3. So the Wildcats are able to walk the first batter and then go down looking, strikeout looking, strikeout swinging, and then a ground ball to second base. So after 2, the Artesia Bulldogs lead the Lovington Wildcats 4-0.
So when you go in,
I thought you were like writing.
no, I'm not. Oh, there it goes. That's weird. Yeah,
That's why I thought it was
I've never seen it do that before. You know what? I bet it was a shutter.
Leading off for the Bulldogs, the catcher, Simon Jimenez.
Going to the top of the 3rd inning, leading off for the Bulldogs, Simon Jimenez. Simon popped up to third base his first time up to bat. So he's 0-1 in this game. This pitch is in the dirt for ball one. That pitch is called. Strike one. So 1-1 the count to Jimenez. Swung on and driven. Well, it's a high pop-up. Center fielder's going to call it out there as Sanchez, and he'll run it down and make the play, as that was between left and center field for the first out of the inning. Bulldogs leading 4-0, top of third. One out here now, and that'll bring up the number 5 hitter, Robert Morales, the pitcher for the Bulldogs today, or in this first game anyway. Robert grounded out to second base to end the first inning. That pitch hits about 10 feet in front of the plate in the dirt for ball one. Tejada did a good job of just stabbing at it with his glove and knocked it in front of him. That bounce was over his head. So 1-0 the count to Morales. Outside for ball two. Morales hit the first pitch that he saw in the first inning to ground out to Ochoa at second. There's a swing and ground ball to third base. Burrito gets it, throws across the diamond. In time to Tavera for out number 2.
Now batting number 18, Marcos Tavera.
That'll bring up Marcos Tavera. Boy, Morales, he swung at that and he hit about 3 feet away from the plate, bounced up high in the air. Pretty easy play over there for Burrito. 2 outs here, top of third. Bulldogs still lead 4-0. And brings up Marcos Tavera. He had a double his first time up to bat to start off the second inning as he takes ball one.
Like, give it. I can make it.
1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike one. On deck for the Bulldogs is Estrada and the hole's Letcher. 1-1 pitch from Aceves. Just outside. 2-1 the count. Marcos hit that double, and then he came around to score in the second inning. There's a foul ball. Evens the count at 2-2. So 2 outs here, top of the third. Bulldogs leading 4-0. 2-2 pitch from Aceves. Swung on and driven. That might be another double if it gets past him, and it does. Goes all the way to the wall, the left center field wall. And Tavera has his second double of the game. Boy, he hit a line drive rope over the shortstop's head, and he hit it so hard that Sanchez and Nava tried to run it down, and it got between them all the way to the fence. So with 2 outs here in the top of the third, we got Tavera at second base now, and that brings up Nye Estrada. Estrada hit a single in the first inning, and then he came around to score. That pitch is hit. Ground ball. Oh, wow. Third baseman came around and scooped that thing. I didn't know if he was going to. Burrito made a good play on that ground ball for the third out of the inning as it goes 5-3. So the Bulldogs have 1 hit. They leave 1 runner on base. And they don't score any runs in the top of the third inning. So the score remains 4-0. Bulldogs lead. We'll be back with the bottom half of the third in a minute.
Leading off the third for the Wildcats, number 21, Diego Brito.
Get this little arrow right here. If I zoom in slow, watch it'll come out.
All right, leading off the bottom of the third for the Wildcats. As soon as I figured this out, it's leadoff hitter, Diego Brito. Pitch is outside. Had a half swing there, so they appealed to the first base umpire, and he says he did not go around. So ball one. There's a ground ball to the shortstop Estrada. Throws over to Madrid. Nice stretch by Madrid for the out. That was just coming on the pitcher's side of first base, and Madrid did a good job of stretching
Number 1, Luis Garcia.
to get that ball and stay on the bag. So that'll bring up Luis Garcia, who hit into a double play in the first inning. 4-6-3 double play. So one out here, bottom and third. Bulldogs lead 4-0. That pitch is low for ball one. Garcia is a sophomore for the Wildcats. Swing at a ground ball to Madrid, who calmly makes the play and goes over himself and touches first base for out number 2. So just a hard shot ground ball to the first baseman for the Bulldogs.
Now batting number 19, Victor
3
Tejada.
unassisted. So 2 outs here, bottom of the third. And that'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Victor Tejada, catcher for the Wildcats. Called strike 1. Boy, Morales working quickly and throwing strikes this inning. Tejada walked in the first inning, made it all the way around to third, but then able to get in, score a run, and that pitch is in the dirt, blocked by Simon for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Tavares on deck for the Wildcats. Aceves in the hole. 1-1 pitch. That stayed high for ball 2. So Morales goes down 2-1 to Tejada. That pitch is called strike 2 on the inside corner. Good pitch by Morales. Evens the count at 2-2. 2 outs here, bottom of the third. Nobody on. 2-2 pitch from Robert. Swung on and fouled. They're going to say that was fair. Oh my gosh. So I guess it in play and came back because Jimenez picked that up in foul territory. The umpire called it fair. And so Jimenez kind of nonchalantly threw it down to first base and pulled Madrid off the base. So that's an error as he reaches. And that brings up Jordi Tavera, the cleanup hitter for the Wildcats. As Morales looks over, we had a pinch runner come in again, and Salinas for Tejada. As outside, gets away from Jimenez, goes over by the Bulldog dugout, and they are going to hold Salinas at second. Well, Jimenez didn't know where that went for a little bit on that wild pitch. So Salinas goes down to second. And the count will be 1-0. Boy, we looked really good there. 1 up, 1 down, 2 up, 2 down, real quick.
They look the same.
Now we're fighting to get that third out. That pitch is popped up in the infield. Who's going to call this one? Looks like Madrid's calling it. He's camping under it, and he does make the catch for the third out of the inning. As the Lovington Wildcats had no hits, there was 1 error on the Bulldogs and 1 runner left on. Score remained 4-0 Bulldogs. We'll be back with the top of the 4th in just a minute.
Second, we played 4 games Sunday, and the last 2 have no time limit. No, Sunday was the last 3
They had to win twice to win the championship.
Every single word is perfect as it can be. And I need to hear with me. When you're with me, I know that I'll never fall. I can speak to you by saying nothing at all. But every single time I find it hard to breathe. 'Cause I need to hear with me every day. You'll say the words I want you to say. There's a pain in my heart and it won't go away. Now I know what it means. 'Cause I need to hear.
To the top of the 4th we go. The Artesia Bulldogs leading the Lovington Wildcats 4-0 here at Brainerd Park. As we got some shadows creeping onto the field now. Not a lot, but we're looking for anything. And stepping up to bat for the Bulldogs. That is Letcher. Oh, and that pitch hit him. So he's going to go down to first, hit by pitch. He's going down there wincing a little bit. Letcher had doubled in the 2nd inning and scored a run. Now he's hit by pitch, so he'll go on to first. And that'll bring up Trenton Knowlton. Knowlton grounded out to shortstop. His first time up to bat. And we'll see if Coach Ortiz stays with the small ball and has Knowlton bunt. Pretty good lead on first base by Letcher. Throw over, not in time, as Caden dives back in safely. He does square around the bunt, and he misses it for strike 1. Trying to advance the runner is Knowlton, and he missed that pitch, was unable to get it down for the bunt. We'll see if Coach Ortiz has the bunt sign on again, as Knowlton is down 0-1 in the count. Letcher staying close to first base right now. Throw over there is not in time as he dives back in. He didn't have much of the lead that time, so easily back in is Letcher. So Knowlton down 0-1 in count. No outs here. Top of the 4th. Bulldogs lead 4-0. Squares around a bunt, and he does get that one down. Goes to the pitcher Aceves. He'll throw to Tavera for the first out, but that did move Letcher down to second base. So Knowlton does his job. We'll go 1-3 for the first out. And we're back to the top of the order with Devin Fierro. Fierro had a bunt in the first inning, stole second, stole third, then scored. And he hit a ground out to shortstop in the 2nd inning. So the Bulldogs leading 4-0, runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Estevez acts like he's going to throw to second. He doesn't, as Letcher went back in safely. What do I have? Squares around to bunt, and he misses it. That was the first one to me. I got 0-1 now. Yeah. I believe that was the first pitch to Fierro. So 0-1 count to Devin, and going down. I guess he didn't foul that off, and going to third was Letcher. So Letcher now on third base, and that pitch is outside for ball 1. So 1-1 count. So I was writing something down, folks. Fierro squared around the bunt, missed it, got away from the catcher to hot it a little bit, and Letcher went on down to third. So the 1-1 pitch is outside. Ball 2. So 1 out here, top of the 4th. Bulldogs leading 4-0 with the Lovington Wildcats. And the top of the order batting for the Bulldogs in Fierro. And he now goes up in the count 3-1 as that pitch is a ball. On deck for the Bulldogs is Madrid, and the hole is Molina. And the 3-1 pitch is outside. So Fierro draws the walk.
Up next for the Bulldogs, number
So that
22,
leaves Letcher at
Josh
third,
Madrid.
puts Fierro at first, and that'll bring up Josh Madrid. Josh struck out swinging the first inning, and he got on an error in the second, but was unable to come in and score for the Bulldogs. As the coach for the Lovington Wildcats I'm looking for it. I thought I had that, and I don't. So the coach goes out and talks to the pitcher, Estevez. Make sure we've got everything straight. As Josh Madrid steps in to hit from the left side. Runners at first and third. 1 out here, top of the 4th. Throw to first, and Fierro's back in easily, standing up.
Dust inside here. Yeah, there's just kind of dirt and dust.
All right, he's going to throw it. Fake it to first, and then look back at third, but Letcher was back at third. He didn't catch him sleeping over there at all. And they're going to call a balk on that. They're going to say he didn't step off the back of the rubber, and Letcher's going to come home and score. On the balk. And Fierro's going to go down to second on the balk. So anytime you go to first base, you have to step off the back of the rubber if you don't throw. Otherwise, you have to throw to first. And the umpire said he did not step off before making his move. And the coach is going to question it. But the umpire sticks by his ruling. So the Bulldogs now up 5-0. In the top of the 4th, with Fierro at second, 1 out here. And Josh Madrid still has not seen a pitch. He is now. That's high and outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Madrid. Estevez gets in his stretch and he comes home. That must have been outside for ball 2. I had to wait because it looked close. Umpire said too far outside. So 2-0 the count to Josh Madrid. Madrid's a junior as he fouls that pitch off for strike one. I was looking down here. All right, so the count 2-1 to Josh Madrid. Runner at second base for the Bulldogs. One out. That pitch is outside for ball three.
Sorry guys, the scoreboard is not working right now. We'll get it fixed here shortly. But I'm pretty sure that's the girls winning 1-0.
3-1 pitch to Madrid. Swung on. To pop up in the outfield. Looks like the left fielder, Nava, is going to camp under it, call it, and make the play. So Madrid will fly out to left field for the second out of the inning. Fierro unable to move on that. It's on the left side of the field, on his side. And that brings up Davian Molina for the Bulldogs. Molina had a double in the first inning and grounded out to second base the second inning. So he's 1 for 1 in the game so far. Again, the Bulldogs lead 5-0 here in the top of the fourth inning. That pitch is outside for ball one. Artesia Lady Bulldogs are leading the Lovington Wildcats after 2, 1-0. Boy, Sev is really taking his time on the mound right now as he fakes like he's going to throw to second. Fierro just strolls back in to get on the bag. We'll line up and do it again. 1-0 the count to Davian Molina. Davian playing center field for the Bulldogs as usual. And that pitch is outside for ball two. We got good speed on second base and Fierro. If he can get something through the infield here, Fierro could probably come around and score. 2-0 pitch to Molina. High and outside. So 3-0 the count to Davian. I'm sure he has the green light if he sees something he likes. Take a good swing at it. And there's the pitch. Fierro's going. And the throw down to third is not in time, and he gets past the third baseman, and Fierro will come in and score standing up. So again, Fierro stole second in the first inning, stole third in the first inning, and now he stole third again. And then he came around to score. So the Bulldogs go up 6-0. So 3-ball and 1 strike count, as that was a strike to Molina. And that's inside for ball 4. So Molina will take first base on the walk. There are 2 outs in the inning. It's top of the fourth inning. The Bulldogs are leading 6-0. And that brings up the cleanup hitter, Simon Jimenez, for the Bulldogs, catcher. He popped up to third base in the first inning, and he flew out to center field in the third inning, so he's due. Runner on first to Molina. Throw over to first, back in time, is Molina. The pitch to Jimenez is outside for ball 1. One 0 the count. Runner on first to Molina. That's low for ball 2. Sitting up here in the press box is hard to tell if they're high or low, so it's right down the middle. But it must have been low as he called it a ball. 2-0 the count to Simon. Throw over to first and back easily is Molina. That pitch is called strike one on the outside corner. The 2-1 pitch, it bounces past the catcher, and Molina will just jog down to second base on that pass ball. So the count goes 3-1 to Jimenez. It's 2 outs here, top of the fourth. Now runner in scoring position on second base. Three-one pitch. Called ball 4. So Jimenez will take first base on the walk. So that's 2 walks in a row by Aceves, and that brings up Robert Morales. Morales grounded out to second base in the first inning, and he grounded out to third base in the third inning. So the Bulldogs leading 6-0 here as we got a pinch runner coming in at first base, number 21, and that's Cody Watson. Coming in to run for Jimenez, the catcher. All right, so the Bulldogs leading 6-0, top of the fourth. Robert Morales up to bat with runners at first and second. Swing, and he foul tipped that off. I think he tipped that off the very end of the bat. Looked like he was way ahead of that pitch. He took a huge swing at that. He was wanting to go up 9-0 on that swing. So 0-1 the count to Robert.
Watch it all the way through.
Good lead on first is Jimenez as they're not holding him. That pitch is low. Make count 1-1. What? Yes, you may. 1-1 the count to Robert Morales. Swing and pulled down the third base line, but foul. Boy, he got the good part of the bat on that. Was just out in front of it. So he goes down in the count 1-2. Runners at first and second for the Bulldogs. 2 outs here, top of the fourth. 1-2 the count to Robert Morales. Here's the pitch. Curveball, called strike 3. Well, that was a nice curveball by Aceves for the third out of the inning. So the Bulldogs actually had no hits that inning, but they had 3 walks, 1 hit by pitch, and scored 2 runs. So as we go to the bottom of the fourth, the Bulldogs lead 6-0. We'll be back with the bottom of the fourth. All right. We're back at the bottom of the 4th inning here at Brainerd Park. The Artesia Bulldogs leading the Lovington Wildcats in district play 6-0. The Artesia Lady Bulldogs are leading the Lovington Wildcats across the street 5-0 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And up to bat for the Wildcats, the pitcher, Jonathan Aceves. He struck out swinging his first time up to bat. That pitch is high for ball 1. Robert working quick here. That pitch is popped out of play for strike 1. 1-1 the count. We've got some action going on in the bullpen for the Bulldogs, but I don't know if they're just staying loose or they're actually warming up. I don't know. Who knows? 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Good curveball by Morales. As he goes up 1-2, Aceves will step out just to kind of break the rhythm of Morales. Try to anyway. Morales with the sign, the wind, and the pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Great pitch by Morales. First out of the inning. Now to bring up Gilbert Sanchez, the center fielder. Sanchez walked his first time up and stole second, but was left at second base as the next 3 batters went down 1, 2, 3. Robert with the pitch, squared around the bunt, pulls it back, ball 1. Sanchez is a junior for the Wildcats. Called strike 1. Like Sanchez was taken all the way there because that was a good pitch. So 1-1 the count. Wow, I don't know.
For Lovington is number 1, Luis Garcia.
That must have been low ball. 2-1 the count. 1 out here. Bottom of the 4th, and that's high for ball 3. So Morales goes down 3-1 to Sanchez. Sanchez with good speed as he stole second base last time he got on. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. So Sanchez goes down to first base. And that'll bring up Damian Nava, left fielder for the Wildcats. Nava's a sophomore. Nava struck out looking his first time up to bat. Robert Morales fakes a throw to first and diving back in as Sanchez, but no throw. Morales quickly sets up, comes home, squares around to bunt, and that's right down the third base line. Morales picks it up and throws to first, but Madrid has to jump to get it, and I pulled him off the bag. So Sanchez down to second. I'm giving single on that because I don't know if he would have gotten him, as Nava was going down that line pretty quick. So runners at first and second now, and that brings up number 9, Ryan Marquez, the right fielder, and he struck out swinging his first time up to bat. So Bulldogs lead 6-0 right now. But the Wildcats are threatening here with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th with runners at first and second. Well, he's trying to just slap that, and it went off his bat foul. Kind of threw his hands out there and fouled it off. Strike 1. Looks like the Artesia Lady Bulldogs are leading 7-0 now. Bottom of the 3rd. 0-1 pitch. High. Evens count 1-1. So let me tell you all a little bit what's going on here. We had the scoreboard working here at the baseball field, but evidently the softball and the baseball scoreboards are Wi-Fi, and they're on the same channel. And let's take this 1-1 pitch to Marquez. Outside for ball 2. 2-1 to count. So they called over here and said we needed to turn off the scoreboard here so they could turn on their scoreboard there because it wouldn't work. And so we turned the scoreboard off here. They turned theirs on. Theirs is now working. We turned ours back on, and we have their score. Oh, there's a pop-up bunt that easily Jimenez is going to catch for out number 2.
Good job.
And the runners. Oh, he tagged him out at first. I missed that. He threw down to first and got him. So Jimenez caught that pop-up on the bunt and then threw to first. Yeah, Nava was off at first, and they threw down there, and it was an out. So 3 outs in the inning. Let me write these down real quick. So after 4 innings, the Artesia Bulldogs lead the Lovington Wildcats 6-0, as there was a walk and a hit for the Wildcats that inning, but no runs scored. We'll be back with the top of the 5th after this.
Okay, so after 4 complete, we've got the visiting Bulldogs up 6-0. Leading up for the Bulldogs, Marcos Tavera.
All right, we go to the top of the 5th inning. The Bulldogs lead 6-0 over the Lovington Wildcats. Coming up to bat for the Bulldogs is Marcos Tavera. Marcos doubled in the 2nd inning and scored. He doubled in the 3rd inning and was left at second base. That pitch is a ball for ball 1. Swung on and hit right back up the middle for a single. So Marcos will go down to first, and that'll bring up Nia Estrada. Estrada singled in the 2nd inning, came around to score, and he grounded out to 3rd base in the 3rd inning for the 3rd out of that inning. So Tavera, it's 3 for 3 in the game right now, hitting. Estrada steps in on the right side. He squares around the bunt. He pops it up, and the catcher is going to make that play. And Tejada got his mask off and broke to his left, was able to get over there and flies out to 2 for the first out. And Tavera had to go back to first, so he didn't get thrown out there on the tag
Now batting for the Bulldogs,
or on the pop-up. That brings up Caden Fletcher for the Bulldogs. Caden doubled in the 2nd inning and came around to score. And then he was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning and came around to score. Throw over to first base, and Tavera back in safely. Looks like the Artesia Lady Bulldogs are now leading 11-0, bottom of the 3rd. Baseball team's leading 6-0 here in the top of the 5th. There's a foul ball by Letcher for strike 1. So 0-1 pitch to Letcher. Boy, Esteves just, He looks at first, he looks home, he looks back at first, and he looks home. That fastball is outside for ball one. 1-1 the count to Caden. So I was telling you, so we had the girls softball score on our scoreboard over here. And so Al, who's doing the PA announcing, was having to let our crowd know what's going on here. That pitch is inside for ball two. And so now Al's on the phone again with the person running the scoreboard over there, and they're trying to get both scoreboards working. 2-1 pitch to Letcher. Swing and a drive to left field, and that's going to be a fair ball. And going around second is Tavera into the left field corner, and they're going to send Tavera from third. And he comes around as Letcher is going into third with the triple, and Tavera scores. Boy, just a great job of hitting there by Letcher as he pulled that down the third baseline, and unable to get to it and cut it off was Nava for the Wildcats. And running all the way from first base was Tavera to score for the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs now lead 7-0 in the top of the fifth inning with one out, and that brings up Trenton Knowlton. Swing and they pop up, and it looks like their catcher's going to call it, and he is going to make that play halfway down the third baseline for the second out of the inning. Now to bring up Devin Fierro for the Bulldogs as Tejada made that play for the Wildcats. Fierro had a bunt single in the first inning, stole second, stole third, then scored. He grounded out to shortstop in the second, and he walked in the fourth as he takes that pitch for ball one. He walked in the fourth. There was a balk which sent him on down to second, then he stole third, and then he scored for the Bulldogs. So he's got 2 runs scored in this game so far. That pitch is swung on and pulled foul towards the Wildcat dugout for strike number 1. One on the count. Gotta love technology, folks. When it works. That's right. Gene said when it works. That pitch is popped up. Looks like Aceves is going to call it for the Wildcats, and he will catch that just near home plate for the third out of the inning as Fierro pops up to the pitcher. So we're going to go to the bottom of the fifth with Artesia Bulldogs leading the Lovington Wildcats 7-0. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. The Artesia Bulldogs lead the Lovington Wildcats 7-0 in this district game. The first game tonight, we do have a doubleheader. Up to bat for the Wildcats. Let me double check that before I call it. Yep, it's number 3, Ochoa. So he takes ball 1. And I was looking down. Gene, was that a ball? It got past the catcher. Yeah, 2-0. Okay. So 2-0 the count to Ochoa, second baseman. Ochoa grounded out to second base Fierro in the second inning. His only time at bat so far, and that pitch is high for ball 3. So Morales goes down to the number 9 hitter again, 3-0. He did this last time, and he came back through 2 pitches and got him to ground out. See what he does this time. And that hits him. So Ochoa's going to go down to first base on the hit by pitch.
7-0 visitor.
Huh.
We are in the bottom of the 5th. Yes, sir. 0.
And that brings up the leadoff hitter for the Wildcats, Diego
Now
Burrito,
batting number
third
21,
baseman.
Diego Brito.
No outs. You want to turn it off again?
Yeah, we should be good now.
Throw over to first base is not in time as Ochoa dives back in. Sorry, folks, I'm listening to the banter up here in the press box about the scoreboard. Here's the pitch, swung on. There's a deep drive to center field, and over to make the play for the Bulldogs is Molina for out number 1. So Burrito flies out, center fielder, for the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 1.
Ochoa
Luis
had to stay
Garcia.
at first, as Molina in center field for the Bulldogs has a good arm. And that brings up number 1, Luis Garcia. Garcia hit into a double play, his first time up to bat. And then he popped up. Looks like he popped up to third base his first time. Throw to first, not in time, by Morales. So one out here, bottom of the 5th. Bulldogs lead 7-0. The pitch is outside for ball 1. Ochoa dives back into first base on the throw, and safely as Madrid just held the glove on him while he was getting up. Make sure he stayed on the bag. So 1-0 the count to Garcia. Swung on, deep drive to center field, but again Molina right there makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And Ochoa again having to stay at first base. So 2 fly balls to Molina out in center field.
Number 19, Victor Tejada.
So 2 outs now, bottom of the 5th. And that'll bring up number 19, Victor Tejada, the catcher. He walked in the first inning. He reached by error in the third inning and got stranded at third base. There's the pitch, and that's called strike 1. So 0-1 pitch from Morales. Actually, he goes over to first base, and diving back in again is Ochoa. Madrid tags him, but he's safe. Oh, and 1 to Tejada. Swing and a foul ball back to the screen for strike 2. So 0-2 to Tejada with the runner on first base. Wildcats down 7-0 to the Bulldogs. Bottom of the 5th. Morales gets the sign. Runner goes, and there'll be no throw down as that ball hit in the dirt. Jimenez blocked it, but it hit in front of him, so he wisely just held on to the ball. As Ochoa goes down to second. Count now 1-2 to Tejada. That pitch is high. So after going up 0-2, Morales now even with Tejada at 2-2. So we're hitting about 635 here in Artesia. And the temperature holding, I'm still showing about 97, 98 degrees. 6:35 in the evening. That time of year, there's a pop-up to the infield. Fierro makes the call. He camps underneath it. And he makes the play for the third out of the inning. So after 5 innings, Artesia Bulldogs lead 7-0. That inning, the Wildcats, no runs on no hits. There were no errors on the Bulldogs. There was one batter hit by pitch, but he was stranded at second base. So we'll be back with the top of the 6th in just a minute.
Leading off for the Bulldogs, Josh Madrid.
To the top of the 6th inning we go. Artesia Bulldogs leading the Lovington Wildcats 7-0. And up to bat for the Bulldogs is Josh Madrid. Josh struck out in the 1st inning, reached by air in the 2nd, and flew out to left field in the 4th. Squares around the bunt, puts the bunt down the first baseline and chasing the Aceves, and he cannot make the play as he tried to backhand it over to Tavera,
Coming to the plate,
and he was unable to get a handle. So I'm going to give a single for that, or hit to Madrid, because it was going to be really close anyway. So good bunt. That's almost that drag bunt that you do in baseball. He just kind of pulled it down that line. Aceves came off the mound well, but then it got past him a little bit. That brings up Davian Molina for the Bulldogs. Runner at first base, no outs here, top of the 6th. Here's a swing and a fly ball to left field. Nava looks like he has a beat on it. Boy, he makes me nervous every time there's a fly ball out there. He makes the
now
catch,
batting Simon Jimenez.
but it I don't know, he makes me nervous. That's all I'm going to say about that. That brings up Simon Jimenez for the Bulldogs. Simon popped up to third base in the 1st, flew out to center field in the 3rd, and then walked in the 4th. So the Bulldogs still have a runner on first in Madrid. Well, if we could get 3 runs across. Uh-oh, they got Madrid going to second. The throw down, not in time. Actually, it pulled him off the bag. Garcia from shortstop was covering, and Tavera threw down as Josh Madrid. He was going, and Aceves threw to first, so he just took off to second, which you're coached to do. And then the throw was wild, so going down to second is Madrid for the Bulldogs. Simon looking to see the first pitch. Oh, they got Josh again as Aceves came off, and Josh is caught in the pickle, and he goes on to third, and they tag him out. He got caught that time. He was leaning, and Aceves went to throw to second. Josh took about 3 steps to third, then got in the hot box, pickle, whatever you want to call it, and they tag him out. The what? Is that what he says?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh. He got in the bass boat.
What do they put the fish in the boat?
The live well.
That's it.
The live well, got in the live well. That's funny. That brings, wow, still Jimenez at the plate. And that pitch is a ball, so 1-0. That's funny, got in the live well. That's Gene over there. At the Geneism now. Oh, there's, yeah. Wow, that's a dangerous world to live in, Gene. What would Joby say? 2-0 the count to Simon. 2 outs here, top of the 6th. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Had Joby. Oh gosh, yes, he does. 2-1 pitch. Way outside for ball 3. Those are some expensive fish. But it's not about that. All right, 3-1 the count to Jimenez. Sorry. Always want to do that. Swing and a miss. Boy, it's a big cut, big rip by Simon. Gives us a full count. Nobody on for the Bulldogs. Top of the 6th. 7-0 Bulldogs lead. Full count pitch is just tapped back to the shortstop. Quickly comes up, pulls the first baseman off. He makes the tag on Jimenez for the 3rd out of the inning. So we'll go 6-3. So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Bulldogs leading 7-0.
Leading off the 6th for the Wildcats, number 20, Jordi Tavera.
All right, we go to the bottom of the 6th. Artesia Bulldogs leading the Lovington Wildcats 7-0. And up for the Bulldogs is number 20, Jordi Tavera. He reached on an error in the 1st and flew out to first base. The 2nd, there's a one hopper to Fierro, who tries to barehand it, doesn't get it, bounces off the ground. He picks it back up and throws him out at first. So it was hit to his left. And he went to his left as a one hopper, and he thought, well, I'll just barehand that. And it just popped right out of that barehand. But he was still able to make the play for the 1st out of the inning. That'll bring up the pitcher, Jonathan Aceves. He struck out swinging in the 1st, and he struck out looking in the 4th. Ball 1. Robert Morales so far going all the way for the Bulldogs on the mound as he throws ball 2. Two and 0 the count. Right down the middle for strike 1. Again, he just challenged him on that pitch, and Aceves took it for strike 1. Outfield playing medium depth for the Bulldogs. Knowlton in left, Molina in center, and Letcher in right. And that pitch is outside for ball 3. Infield for the Bulldogs. Tavera at third. Estrada at short. Fierro at second. Madrid at first. Jimenez behind the plate. And Morales on the mound. 3-1 pitch is high. So he walked him. So 1 out walk
Up next for Lovington,
for
number
Morales.
6, Gilbert Sanchez.
And that'll bring up Gilbert Sanchez, the 6th batter. Sanchez walked in the second, stole second, but was stranded there. And he walked in the 4th and got down to second, was stranded there again. So 1 out here, bottom of the 6th, one runner on, squares around to bunt, pulls it back, and it's called strike. Morales with the 0-1 pitch. Oh, well, actually goes over to first. Well, that was close. Madrid tagged him. Aceves was safe, diving back in, but it was close. Robert gets the signal. And the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and driven. Base hit to left field. Knowlton will get it and get it back in quickly. But that is a single for Sanchez. And that will move Aceves down to second. So 1 out here, bottom of the 6th. And the Wildcats now have 2 runners
Now
on.
batting number 4, Damian Nava.
But Damian Nava coming up, the left fielder. Nava struck out looking in the 2nd, and then he had a single in the 4th. Again, the Bulldogs leading 7-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. And Morales to go to second. And in standing up is Aceves. Stepping back into the batter's box is Nava. Robert with the pitch. Strike 1. Outside corner. Called. Two runners on, 1 out here. Bottom of the 6th. Boy, Morales just frozen. It's like he was just frozen there for about 5-6 seconds. Then he stepped off the rubber to line up and do it again. So 0-1 count, 1 out here, bottom of the 6th. Runners at first and second. And a throw down to second, and oh, that was really close. It's a perfect throw by Morales, but Estrada unable to hold on to it. I don't know that he would have had him, but it was really close. So Robert is not even looking at second. So Jimenez must have given him the signal as catcher when to throw, because Estrada broke over to second from a shortstop position. Get a signal from the catcher and you just spin and throw it. 0-1 pitch. Swung on, hit the third baseline. It's going to go over and touch the bag. Is Tavera. Throw down to first, not in time. So Tavera just fields that ground ball. So it'll be 5 unassisted.
Now batting for the Wildcats, number 9, Ryan Marquez.
And he touches third, so Aceves will go second out. Down to second goes Sanchez. And at first is Navas. That brings up Ryan Marquez. Ball 1 to him. Two outs here, bottom of the 6th. Morales with the pitch. Swing and a hit. Chopper right back to Morales. He'll run to his first. toss it over to Madrid for the third out of the inning. So that goes 2-3. So for the Lovington Wildcats, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on, and no runs scored. So we're going to go to the top of the 7th. Artesia Bulldogs leading Lovington Wildcats 7-0.
Leading off for the Bulldogs, Robert Morales.
All right, we go to the 7th inning here at Brainerd Park. Artesia Bulldogs in this first game of a doubleheader, leading the Lovington Wildcats 7-0. Robert Morales stepping up to the plate for the Bulldogs. Robert grounded out to second in the first, grounded out to third in the 3rd inning, and then he struck out looking in the 4th inning. So Robert definitely due at the plate. Pitch from Aceves is popped back behind us over our head for strike 1. The softball team is winning 12-1 right now in what inning? Top of the 5th inning. Lovington has 2 runners on with 2 outs. Okay. 0-1 pitch to Morales. Swung on a miss. Boy, that's a nice curveball by Aceves. He got him way out in front of that ball. Robert kind of looks over at the dugout like, what was that? 0-2 pitch coming from Aceves. Called strike 3.
Up next for the Bulldogs, Marcos Tavera.
So that'll bring up Marcos Tavera with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Tavera hit a double in the 2nd inning and scored, hit a double in the 3rd inning, and was left on second base. And then he hit a single in the 5th inning and came around and scored. So Marcos is 3 for 3 in the game so far. There's a pop-up out of play on the first base side. Strike 1. So we got a final over at the first softball game as they're playing a doubleheader also against Lovington. They won 12-1 in the first game. Pitch is pulled down third baseline. Wow, what a play by Brito. That was a line drive shot. He put his glove up by the left side of his head and caught that line drive by Tavera. So that's 2 outs here in top of the 7th, and that will bring up number 17, Nia Estrada. Estrada singled in the 2nd inning and scored. He grounded out in the 3rd inning to third baseman, and then he popped up to the catcher his last time at bat. And that's called strike 1. That pitch is swung on, line drive to second base, 1 hopper, unable to make the play is Ochoa. And going on down to second is going to be Estrada. Standing is actually, he's going to turn and go to 3. He's going to go to 3rd as the center fielder Sanchez and Marquez can decide who's going to get the ball. So Estrada just kept on going. So with 2 outs here, Estrada standing at third base for the Bulldogs. And that'll bring up Caden Letcher. Letcher doubled in the 2nd inning and scored, was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning and scored. And then he hit a triple in the 5th inning and was stranded at third base. So Letcher is 2 for 2 as the hit by pitch doesn't count. Swing and a drive to left center field, and that's going to get past the outfielders. Coming home to score is Estrada. Going into second, standing up is Letcher. That's 3 RBIs for Letcher. And the Bulldogs go up 8-0. I tell you what, the bottom half of the Bulldog order, Tavera, Estrada, Letcher, and Knowlton have scored 6 of the 8 Bulldog runs for the Bulldogs. So doing a great job of getting on and hitting each other in is the bottom half of the Bulldog lineup. That brings up Trenton Knowlton for the Bulldogs. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Knowlton grounded out to shortstop in first, well, in second. Oh, that's the wrong one there. Grounded out to the pitcher in the 5th of the 4th inning, and he popped up to the catcher in the 5th inning. I guess I didn't write down what he did his first time up at bat. I'm missing that one. 0-1 pitch to Knowlton. Low for ball 1. 2 outs here, top of the 7th. Bulldogs lead 8-0. Got Letcher on second for the Bulldogs. Got a decent lead. That pitch is right down the middle for strike 2. Tell you what, the Bulldogs have stolen third twice this game already. I wouldn't put it past Letcher to do it. Or try it anyway. Fierro has both steals of third base. It seems like somebody else did that. Let me look in a minute. 1-2 the pitch. Curveball gets him swinging. So Knowlton goes down swinging for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Artesia Bulldogs, 2 hits, 1 run scored, 1 runner left on base. There was no errors in the inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Artesia Bulldogs leading the Lovington Wildcats 8-0. All right, folks, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning here. Bulldogs lead 8-0. Taking care of business so far in this first game of a doubleheader. As soon as this game is over, we encourage you not to go anywhere, as we'll be back with the second game. Pitch from Morales is ball 1, and this is to Ochoa, number 9 hitter for the Wildcats. Ochoa was grounded out to second and was hit by a pitch in the 5th. There's a pop-up behind the plate. Jimenez looks like he's getting a beat on it, throws his mask away and catches it almost standing on top of the plate. So great job, Jimenez, to catch that pop-up. Those are not easy as a catcher. That ball has spin on it, so you're taught to turn your back to the infield because it's going to come back towards the infield, the spin on the ball. So good coaching and good discipline by Simon there for the first out. One out here, bottom 7th. That brings up Brito for the Wildcats, as that's ball 1. Diego walked in the first, grounded out to shortstop in the 3rd, and flew out to center field in the 5th. And there's a ground ball to Estrada at shortstop. He fields it, throws across to Madrid, but he throws it in the dirt. Madrid unable to come with it. And Brito's going to go on down to second, so there's an error on Estrada.
Up next for the Wildcats, number 1, Luis Garcia.
So one out here in the bottom of 7th. That brings up Luis Garcia, the shortstop for the Wildcats. He is grounded into a double play in the 1st. Hit it to first base, and Madrid got him out unassisted in the 3rd, and then he flew out to center field in the 5th. Morales with the pitch. Outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Garcia. One out here, runner at second. And again, Morales going the distance tonight for the Bulldogs as he throws a strike there to even the count 1-1. Robert Morales started this game, and we're in the bottom of the 7th. He can get 2 more outs, he'll pitch a complete game. That pitch is outside. Count now 2-1. Robert's taking his time now. Two-one pitch. High and outside for ball 3. Robert changing his rhythm up. Started the game working fairly slow, and then in the middle of the game picked it up, was working quickly. And it seems to have gone back to just a more of a slower pace. 3-1 pitch coming, and he walked him. So got the first batter to pop up to the catcher, and now the next 2 have reached base. We got runners at first and second. That brings up Victor Tejada. He walked in the first, popped up to the catcher in the 3rd, and popped up to second base in the 5th. That pitch is called strike 1. Again, the Bulldogs leading here 8-0, bottom of the 7th. They can get these next 2 outs. They can win this game and move on to the second game of the doubleheader. There's a little pop-up. He jammed him, and that went to the pitcher, and he got a double play. That went back to Robert Morales. He catches it from his pitcher position, and then he tosses over to first base to get the 3rd out of the inning. So the Artesia Bulldogs will win the first game of this doubleheader 8-0. Again, folks, we encourage you to stay with us as the teams are going to take a break, get a drink, get a lineup filled out, and then they're going to turn around and we're going to do it again. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us.